Hey, what's up, everybody? Listen, if you have not heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain. Number one, it's free. Yeah, I got your attention now, right? Number two, there's creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Number three, Anchor will distribute your podcast for you so it can be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. Number four, you can make money from your podcast. That's right. You can make money from your podcast with no minimum viewership. Number five, it's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So right now, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started. What's up, everybody? My name is Cliff, and you are listening to the What Now Podcast. That's right, the What Now Podcast, where we, through conversation, discuss ways that we can effectively address life's most difficult moments. So sit back, relax, and enjoy tonight's episode. What up, everybody? My name is Cliff, and you are listening to the What Now Podcast. You already know the What Now Podcast is where we have conversations about effectively addressing life's most difficult moments. And those moments, I put air quotes around that word difficult, because sometimes what we view or have identified as difficult are simply defining moments. They are defining moments in our lives where we are connected or we clash with purpose. And as we begin to clash with purpose, there's a maturity that flows outside of us that sometimes we don't even realize is inside of us from our life experiences that produces greater content or greater purpose in our lives. So again, thank you for joining me. Thank you for your support. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I appreciate it. I cannot express how much I really appreciate each and every one of your support. To learn more about myself and everything that we are doing with Clifton Pettyjohn, with the ministry, that was crazy. I said with Clifton Pettyjohn, with everything that we're doing with the ministry, everything that we're doing business-wise, coaching services, with the radio show, even with the podcast, you can visit www.cliftonpettyjohn.com. All right, you're going to find everything you need to know right there. But let's hop into the subject on tonight. I want to talk very candidly on tonight about the subject of support. Okay, now, those who listen to the show, I do want to say this. These are not where, these sessions are not where I go in depth statistically or anything like that. If you want that, you can visit or attend one of my webinars or seminars or workshops. You can book me, baby. Book me, and we can have those type of conversations. Basically, what happens with this show is stuff pops in my head. Whether I'm laying down, walking around, sitting, thinking, having a conversation with someone else, there are subjects that pop in my head, and as they pop in my head, I begin to think about those things, and I ponder upon those things. And as I ponder upon those things, I think, whoa, this might be cool to share. So that's the same thing with tonight's subject. I have a lot of conversations about this subject, a lot of conversations. I have a lot of conversations with, entrepreneurs about it. I have a lot of conversations with those who are in ministry about it. I have a lot of conversation with friends and family about this, because I believe that this is something that is very important to all of us, even though sometimes we may not always express that it's important to us. Some of us have built a defense mechanism, and we say, nah, I don't need it. I don't need this. I don't need this. Now, there are some that have gotten to that place in life where that's not a top priority in their lives, but there are some who haven't quite got that. It all depends on how you're wired as well. You know, depend on how you were brought up, how you were wired, even how you were created. You know, it all ties into it. But what we're going to talk about tonight, we're going to talk about support. Okay, support. 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 Have you ever felt not supported? Like, come on, let's raise your hands. I can see you guys out there. I'm looking in the spirit. I'm going to be deep and profound. I'm playing, guys. I can't see you, but raise your hands if you are a person that has time you felt as if you were not supported. I've been there, but you know what else I realized too? I realized that sometimes it wasn't that I wasn't receiving support, but I wasn't receiving it in the way that I desired it. And sometimes if we become so closed-minded, we will only see support in one way. And if we don't see it in other ways, we'll think we're not being supported when we're actually being supported. It's just not in the way that we desire. That's kind of like, you know, learning your love language. Many times when we don't know what our love language is and our partner doesn't know what our love language is, even though in their mind they may be expressing their love towards us, we don't see it as love because they're not speaking our love language. We all have a support language as well. Some people view support from a financial standpoint. And guys, in business and ministry, we need that financial support. You know, that is a blessing. That is a blessing. But the more that you grow and develop, you will understand that sometimes the financial support doesn't come from those that you would expect the financial support to come from. Sometimes the ones that you want to support you financially will be there to cheer you on. Sometimes the ones you want to cheer you on will be there to support you financially. You have to learn everyone's role in your life. And one of the things that I've done before is I tried to make somebody else's role what I wanted it to be versus what it actually was. Now, we could talk relationship-wise with that too. How many have been caught up in that before in relationships? You wanted something different from the type of relationship that you had with a person. You tried to force that relationship to go in that direction. It seemed to not go in that direction. Now you're mad because you feel as if, oh, they don't want me, but I wanted them, and we were heading down this route when we weren't taking time to listen to the route that we actually were headed down. You know, just something to parallel with relationships. Threw that thing out there for free. Stop trying to force something in every area of our life. Stop trying to force something and let it organically be. Some of us are trying to we're planting seeds in certain areas of our lives, and we're throwing a whole bunch of manure and steroids in that thing to cause that thing to grow faster. We want it to grow faster instead of allowing, it to grow organically just from the manure that's in our lives. We don't need artificial manure. We have enough manure in our life to produce purpose in our lives. And what I'm saying is that sometimes purpose comes from those situations that are just crazy, yo. I always say that purpose is found in chaos. So allow your manure to organically produce that which you are looking for, and stop attempting to, stop attempting to develop artificial manure and steroids to cause something to develop and to grow into what it may not been designed to grow into, or what it may have been designed to grow into, but it's just going to take a little time. Slow down a little bit. Enjoy your life, even with success. And it seems like I'm all over the place, but just flow with me, okay? You will be blessed. Even with success, slow down a little bit. Enjoy your process. Enjoy your process. Enjoy your process. Many times we miss moments in our process because we're so focused on the end result that we're not enjoying the right now. And I'm not talking about maximizing your now. I've talked about that before on the podcast. So hopefully you listened to some former episodes so that you can hear me talk about the maximizing your now. But let's get back to what we were talking about, because y'all just took me all over the place and tried to get me to start a whole nother subject, and I'm not doing that on today, okay? So here we are. Let's get back to where we were. And what were we talking about, guys? We're talking about support. And we're talking about trying to force support from somebody that just isn't wired to give us that support. Well, Cliff, you don't understand. I've seen them support other people financially, and that hurts sometimes. That does hurt. It hurts when, you're the one that seems to pour into them, whether you're pouring into them spiritually, naturally, financially, emotionally. You're putting that time, you're putting that energy, you're putting those resources into them, and in your mind you're thinking, because I'm supporting you here, you're going to be my number one supporter there. And sometimes that just does not happen. It just does not happen. And you have to look at one or two things. Number one, are you supposed to be supporting to the degree that you're supporting, or is there something inside of you that's causing you to over support and then causing you to have greater expectations than you should have? That's number one. Or then number two, is that your role in their life? You have to begin to realize that sometimes some of the things that we do are not connected to our purpose. They're more connected to our brokenness. They're more connected to our need to be accepted. They're more connected to our need to be liked, our need to be wanted. So what we will find ourselves doing is we will exasperate ourselves for individuals, and we'll find ourselves in relationship with them. We'll find ourselves in situationships with them, and not even just talking from boyfriend, girlfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, girlfriend, girlfriend, boyfriend, boyfriend, husband, wife, husband, whatever your setup is. But even in life, we will find ourselves doing that because there's something inside of us that's trying to tell us, I need to be healed. I need to be focused on right now. But instead of me wanting to focus on it, I'm going to exasperate all of my energy on what you have going on. I'm going to help you build what you have going on. And I'm not going to take the time to give me that support that I need. And I'm glad we went there, because that's the type of support I'm talking about tonight. I'm not talking about your support for everybody else. And that is important. It is important that we learn to support each other. This is Black History Month. I'm not a racist person at all. I believe in supporting everybody. But for the sake of Black History Month, and this is something I say all year, I do believe that we need to learn how to support ourselves, our kind, a lot better. We need to learn how to support our kind a lot better. And to our kind, we need to make sure that the content, the products, and the services that we are putting out are done so in excellence, in excellence, in excellence. We have to make sure that we're not trying to produce quality over quantity over quality. It must be a quality that produces greater quantity. Okay, so it has to be something we have to examine all around. Okay, we have to examine that thing all around. So I do believe in support. I believe in being there for your brothers, for your sisters, for your mama, your daddy, your family, your friends, and your associates. Fellow entrepreneurs, fellow authors. I'm very big on supporting authors. Why? Because I'm an author. Entrepreneur, ministry, every area, we need to be there to support. But when we arrive to support, we need to make sure that we have supported ourselves enough so that we can be a greater support to others. Because when you begin to really support yourself, support your dreams, support your visions, support your gifts, support your talents, support your abilities, then when you show up, you won't over-exasperate yourself, or you won't find yourself supporting in the wrong areas. Some people are frustrated because they feel as if I supported them, I gave them my all. Were you supposed to give them your all? Was it healthy for you to give them your all? Now, I know, because we usually take the side of the all givers. We take the side of the all givers. And you know what? I've been an all giver. I have been a all giver. And the reality that I had to face when I gave all and it felt like they gave nothing, the reality I had to face was, Cliff, you were doing that because you were broken and you didn't want to deal with the brokenness that was inside of you and heal thyself. You did not want to heal yourself. So you kept pouring out and 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 emptying yourself to where now you were dry. And now you're mad and you're frustrated because you're looking for support from somebody that it was never designed to come from. Just because you were giving them support that you were never designed to give to them because you were broken. And your brokenness was not because of anybody else. Your brokenness, yes, it was connected to circumstances and situations that happened in your life. But the brokenness that you were experiencing and the brokenness that you're displaying now has become whose fault? Now somebody say, no, Cliff, because when I was in 10th grade, they pushed me out of that chair and they embarrassed me in front of everybody. Okay, baby, that was in 10th grade. And it really was hurt. It hurt you. It was painful. I get it. I really do. I'm not downplaying it. But baby, you're 75 years old now. You're 75 years old. That happened in 10th grade. What were you, like 15? By now, you ought to have allowed yourself. Now, hear what I said. Allowed yourself to heal. Some of you won't even allow yourself to heal. You won't support yourself enough to allow yourself to heal. Well, Cliff, you don't understand. You don't understand. And I'm talking to myself, too, because these are the conversations I have with myself. I have these conversations with myself. Cliff, you just don't understand. Oh, I understand. And I also understand that I sometimes don't want to take the responsibility that I need to take as it relates to my personal healing and wholeness, development, growth, and maturity. There's no reason why we are 75 years old, and I'm not 75, I'm 40, but it's no reason why I'm 40 years old and I haven't allowed myself to heal from something that happened to me when I was 5. Now, I understand there are some very serious issues in life, and I understand, Cliff, it's just not that easy. It's not, but there are resources that are out there that we can take advantage of. If you are 40 years old or you even in your 20s, go to therapy, y'all. Get the help that you need. Talk through these things. Stop beating yourself up. Stop punishing yourself. Stop doing all of those things that are negative as it relates to your purpose and begin to support you. Begin to support your wholeness, your health in all core areas of your life. You deserve it. You deserve to be whole. You deserve to be loved. You deserve to be appreciated. But the reality is, until you allow yourself to love yourself, to appreciate yourself, to support yourself, to build your hopes, to build your dreams, to do all of those things, until you allow yourself to do it, nothing will be enough. It will never be enough. So today I'm talking about support, and I'm not talking about external support. I'm talking about internal support. How much are you internally supporting your dreams? How much are you internally supporting your services? How much are you internally supporting the ministry and the purpose that God has placed in your life? And what are you doing with your free time? This is one of the things that I really hit myself on. I'm hitting myself hard on this in 2020. It's a month in, and I'm really still hammering on myself because what are we doing with our downtime? Well, Cliff, I just can't seem to get motivated, man. You don't understand. Like, every time I go to get motivated, it just, I'm talking to myself, guys. The reality is we're not sold out enough to what we've been created to do. Yes, you might be sold out to it a little bit. You get excited about it, especially if somebody else talks about it. If the only time you're really excited about what you do or the services you provide or your ministry or your business or you is when somebody else talks about it, that's not a good sign. That's a sign that we have to begin to search within ourselves and begin to do some healing processes within ourselves. When we can get excited about what we have been designed and called to do, when nobody else is around, when nobody has purchased the book, Nobody has signed up for the webinar. Nobody has signed up for the seminar. Nobody signed up for the conference. Nobody signed up for a talk. Nobody signed up to what we've been called to do. We're the only one listening to our podcast. We're the only one watching our YouTube channel. And some people say, well, if that's the case, you just need to shut it all down. No, baby. No, baby. Sometimes you just have to connect with it enough so that now when you put that thing out, nobody is experiencing the hesitation in your voice or the hesitation in the atmosphere that is coming across the airwaves as you are speaking. Sometimes there is a hesitancy in our voice. Sometimes there is a hesitancy in what we are presenting to people, and we don't even realize it sometimes. Now, there are some of us, we just aren't. I'm not a person that is a very good verbal. I don't express myself verbally very well sometimes. I don't. I really don't. But you can still hear the passion in what I do. There are sometimes I still get nervous in front of crowds. I get nervous sometimes sitting behind the microphone in this empty room just talking to myself sometimes. But I'm passionate about what I do. I believe in what I do, and I'm dealing with the parts of me that doesn't believe in it enough to invest the time, the energy, the resources that needs me to invest in it so that it can scale the way it's supposed to scale. My investment right now to it may be the reason why it has not scaled. I may only be investing, and it's not may only be, I realize that I've only invested enough energy for it to produce sporadically. You feel me? You get what I'm saying? For it to produce part-time. Sometimes we want full-time benefits, but we're putting forth part-time effort. So one of the things I know as it relates to my purpose is that I'm focusing myself on putting in the effort that produces what it is that I desire. So today, I want you to become your number one supporter. Nobody should support you more than you support yourself. Nobody. 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 Do you feel me? Now, that's going to require you to get a little selfish. And we've given selfishness a negative connotation. Well, Cliff, why do you feel I should be selfish? Because if you're not working on you, you're not actually helping other people. Not to the full capacity that you could help other people. The greatest thing we can do for people is to address what we need to address inside of us so that when we're in their face or they call on us for help, we're present and whole or working towards wholeness in order to be able to support them. Or the greatest thing that we can do is, and this is what wholeness will teach us, when somebody calls us to support and we are not the ones that are able to support them either at that moment or what it is they need to be supported with, we can tell them, listen, I know you need the support. I'm here for you. I'm going to always support you. However, I can't support you in that capacity. I may know somebody that can support you in that capacity. However, I can't support you in that capacity right now because I'm just not either called or designed or purposed to support you in that capacity. And that's what wholeness does. Wholeness, or a journey for wholeness, because I don't want you to think it's just puff and it's just going to happen. We journey to wholeness. We go on a journey to wholeness. But a journey to wholeness will help us filter some of the things that drain us. Sometimes we're so drained when it's time for us to support ourselves because everything we've done isn't connected to our purpose. When it's connected to your purpose, it will not drain you. It will not drain you. It will energize you and encourage you to fine-tune your gift, to sharpen your gift, to do whatever it takes for you to position yourself where you need to be. You're drained, you're tired, you're wore out, you're burnt out. The reason why is because sometimes our body is trying to tell us, I need you to minister to me. I need you to support me. And when we don't support our body, when we don't support ourselves in whatever area of wholeness or whatever area of health we don't support ourselves in, our body has a way of requiring it out of us. It has a way of requiring it out of us. So instead of us getting to that place where we break down, whether mentally, physically, spiritually, emotionally, financially, psychologically, whatever way, before we get to that place of breaking down, how about we get to that place where we allow ourselves to become our number one supporters, and then in turn, we will attract the supporters that we need in order to further what it is that's inside of us. And then we can become the supporters that we need to become to one another. So my encouragement to you today, forget about everything else. Support you. And as you begin to support you, you will begin to see the transformation that you desire and need. Oh, y'all, my fault. I'm sitting here behind this mic. I was great flow on here, but y'all not ready for the music yet. All right. Listen, create a great day, walk with purpose, and by all means, guys, execute your vision. Be blessed. Can you identify any areas in your life where stagnation is manifesting? Now, I know some of you might say, no, I can't. Well, I want us to look at stagnation for what it really is. Some people have identified stagnation as something that's not growing or that's not producing. I don't believe that's stagnation. To me, stagnation can also be that yes, we're growing, yes, we're producing. However, we're growing and producing in a manner that's disrespectful to the purpose and the greatness that resides inside of us. And listen, we all have areas where we can identify that we could be doing a lot better in. There's greater potential in those areas than we are experiencing. And guess what? I have a tool that will help you begin to experience transformation in those areas of stagnation in your life. And that tool is called From Stagnation to Transformation. That's right. That is my book, From Stagnation to Transformation. So I want you to head over to my website, www.cliftonpettyjohn.com. I want you to hit there. I want you to hit the transformation tab. There you're going to find a free preview of my book. That's right, a free preview of my book. And I promise you, after you read the preview, you're going to want to invest in your personal transformation through purchasing the book. So again, hit over there, purchase the book. Let me know you purchased it. Here's what I always say, guys. If you purchase the book, you read the book, you apply the principles in your life, and yet you still are stagnant in the areas that you are applying them to, and you're not experiencing any transformation, and you can prove to me that you have applied these principles, I will give you a 100% refund. That's right, a 100% refund. Why? Because I believe in the application of the principles that are outlined in this book. So again, visit www.cliftonpettyjohn.com and purchase your copy of From Stagnation to Transformation.